This video is about when to place a buy order for a pre-market alert. So our pre-market alerts, whether they're for option picks or stock picks, they'll come in before the market opens. And this is an example of one right here. This one came in at 6:30 a.m. Eastern time, which is 3 hours before the market opens. And once you get them, then you have a decision to make. You have a decision whether to even take the trade in the first place, but also when do you place your buy order? And we can't tell you what to do. We're not financial advisors, so we aren't qualified to give you advice, but we can at least educate you on the different alternatives that you can consider. Now, as far as the backtest goes, what the backtest simulates when we show these backtest results is that the order was placed right at the opening bell when the stock market opened. So whether it was for an option pick or a stock pick, these results right here are based on an entry taking place right at the opening bell. And so what you can do if you get a stock or option pick that comes in a pre-market alert is you can set up a buy order that is set to execute at the opening bell. So you may go in and place your buy order before the market actually even opens and set it up in such a way that it executes at the opening bell. And there are a couple of ways to do that. Right now the market is closed, and I will just use this as an example. You could go in and let's say you wanted to buy 100 shares of ASUR, which is the stock shown right here. You could set up a buy market order. And notice, even though market orders are typically filled right away when the market is open, when the market is closed, setting up a buy market order doesn't immediately execute the order because that order is only set to take place during normal stock market hours. So by doing this, I've set up an order here that will basically be executed right when the opening bell rings. And so that's one way that you can go about doing this. You can go in and set up a buy market order for any of our pre-market alerts if you want. Now you can also, instead of using a market order, you could use a limit order, a buy limit order. And if you do that, if you do a standard buy limit order, it goes by the same rules as a market order in the sense that it only is active during normal trading hours, as long as the time in force is either day or GTC. So if that's one of your selections for time in force, then basically that's saying this order is only going to be active or available to be filled during normal market hours. So I could come in right now, for example, the time in force, the TIF value is set to day. So I'm going to come in and do a limit order. Instead of doing buy market, I'm going to come in and do a limit order. I'll set it right there. And again, notice it's not being filled. I can even move the limit order up to the actual ask price right here. And it still isn't being filled because it's after hours right now. So you can go in and do this the morning of, before the market opens, using either a day or a GTC time in force. And basically what will happen is that order will activate once the stock market opens. And again, you can do this with stocks or options. There's a trade-off between market orders and limit orders. Market orders ensure that you get in right away, basically, that you get into that position ASAP. And the trade-off is you may not get the best possible price. With limit orders, it's kind of the opposite. With limit orders, you're saying, I have to get a particular price, and in exchange, I accept that I may not get into the order right away or at all. And so that's the trade-off you have to weigh. It's completely up to you which you prefer. The way that these backtests were simulated is that the trade was entered immediately at the opening bell, which is essentially like using a market order to enter the position. Now, what if you want to try to make the trade before the market even opens? You just want to make sure you have it in hand as soon as you possibly can. Is it possible? Well, there is a period of the day for something called pre-market trading. And the trading environment is a little bit different than normal market hours, actually noticeably different. There's less volume, and there's only certain order types that are accepted during that pre-market period. Also, you can't trade options in the pre-market period. You can only trade stocks. So for our pre-market option alerts, there's only one choice there. That's to set up orders that occur during normal market hours. Now with the stocks, though, you can go in and do a pre-market order for a stock and try to get the order filled before normal market hours start, which start at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And here's how you do it. So with ASUR, I'm going to cancel that order. This is, by the way, the Thinkorswim trading platform. I'm in a paper trading account here. And I'm going to go and change the time in force. So I'm going to leave it as 100 shares. And I'm going to change the time in force to be EXT. That stands for extended hours, which includes those pre-market hours before the regular stock market hours begin. And I could come down here and set up a buy limit order. You cannot do market orders during pre-market hours, but you can do limit orders. And so I could come down here and set a buy limit order and see if it gets filled during the pre-market hours. Now, again, the volume is noticeably less in most cases, typically, during pre-market hours. So getting an order filled in the pre-market period is a different experience than getting it filled during normal market hours. But nevertheless, if that's what your intention is, what you'd like to do, you could go in and try it and see if you can get your order filled that way. Now, these pre-market alerts were designed for people who may not be available during normal stock market hours to make trades. But if you find that you'd prefer to take action on these alerts during normal market hours, you certainly can do that as well. Essentially, you can take the trade or set up the buy orders whenever you want if you'd like to pursue a trade. It's completely up to you. So I hope that helps. I hope this video gives you some clarity on when you can go about setting up buy orders for these pre-market alerts. If you have questions about these alerts or about our service in general or anything else, you can contact us anytime. Our email address is support@stockmarketguides.com.